Can you just talk generally about playing kind of the back-to-back series with Dallas?
Well, one of the things that we've tried to guard against with the players is not letting our guard down just because we won the first game of this back-to-back. So trying to make them understand that we're going to have to do things, play smarter and do things better than we did in the last game, because they're going to make adjustments. They're going to play better, especially here at home than they did against us there. I would bet that they would have their head coach for the whole game tonight as opposed to just part of the first half. But just preparing them for, just like I said, not to let their guard down and be ready to execute and play better than we did the other night.
Dirk got 27, 9 of 21 or something like that. How did you think your team defensed him?
I thought we defended him well. The shots that he made, especially from the perimeter, he had to work for. He had most of his shots over a contested hand with guys right underneath him. And so, we went into the game with a game plan in mind of, with as much as Monte Ellis and Dirk Nowitzki handle the ball and how much the offense goes through them, that they were going to get theirs, but we wanted to hold everybody else down and not let anybody else go crazy. And, for the most part, we did that. Vince Carter got 16, kind of as the third scorer for them, but we did a pretty good job on everybody else.
Can you talk about your new free throw drill today? How do you think it went? And did you get a little bit of a headache after a while?
I did. It was the last one that that bumped me in the head that kind of gave me a little bit of a headache. But at this point, I'm trying to do anything by any means necessary to get us to start shooting free throws better. And what I did was, I joked with the guys and said the safest place in the building to stand when we're at the free throw line is right underneath the net. So I gave everybody on the team basically a chance to shoot a free throw with myself standing under the net with my hands down, and where if they made it, the ball would hit me in the top of the head. So the guys that hit me the most, Kenneth Fareed actually got 2 hits in on me, but the guys that haven't really had an opportunity to play as much were the ones that were really, really aiming for me.
Are you concerned that if your team goes 18 for 20 tonight or 25 for 27, you have to do this every practice?
Well, I think the adjustment that I would make is I'd have to put some kind of headgear on, and go in there and do that. But whatever it takes.
Did you ever have a coach do that?
No, actually, you know what? Actually, we were just kind of joking around, and it just kind of happened right on the spot. We just thought about it right then and I said, okay, let me try to do this, see if this works.
Very funny. How do you balance developing players with still trying to win games?
Well, I think early when I took the job, that was one of the things that I said, that we may, it may cost us a game here or there during the season, in order to develop some of the younger guys and the guys that hadn't had an opportunity to play much over the last year or two. But I think it's critical, for our team as well as for the organization, for some of the young guys that were drafted and brought here, to see what they can really do in a game situation. So, at times it's tough for maybe some of the other guys that feel like they should be in there, but I just think it's important to give guys like Evan and Jordan Hamilton and even Mozgov, who didn't play very much last year, an opportunity to grow and to develop their game.
How much pressure is on you though, in terms of, all right, if you lose a couple, 2-3 games in a row, now you got to get the guys out there who can just get it done?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that there's that much pressure on me. I don't think that there's that big of a drop off, trying to put them in and allow them to get some experience. Obviously I want to win every game that we play when we step out on the floor, but at the same time, I still have to keep in my rearview mirror what the long-term goal is. And if we can grow those guys and get them better, it'll make our team stronger and able to go further, hopefully.
Getting back to the defense just for 1 second, are you still good with Chandler starting on Dirk and then rotating guys in the same matchups?
Yeah, for the most part, I try to keep Wilson on him and Darrell Arthur when he comes in the game. If Dirk's in the game at the same time, we'll be on him as well. But I'm comfortable even on the top of the floor when there's a lot of quick hit and pick and roll stuff between he and Ellis. to switch Randy Foy or whoever's on Ellis onto him as long as it's out around the top of the key, where he still would have to kind of put the ball on the floor to get to his comfort zone. But when he's posting up at the elbows, it makes it tough because he can just shoot over some of our smaller guys. But I just believe, if we start to double team him and pay too much attention to him, then it opens it up for everybody else, and I don't want to do that.
Coach, Ty Lawson has obviously had a very good start to the season. I was just wondering, there's a lot of consternation of how he would adjust from Carl's offense to a more traditional type of set. He's getting to the rim as much as anybody. How much time did you spend with him on just your general philosophy, what you expected of him, and how has he obviously adjusted pretty well, I suppose?
Well, I think, I don't know if there's, other than just, there's obviously some differences in the way that George Karl played and the way that our team is playing, but we still want to run and try to take the first available shot. And early on, when I first met Ty and got to know him a little bit, I just talked to him about areas on the floor that he liked to have the ball and actions that he liked to involve himself in during the game. So he kind of shared that with me. And I think early on he was a little frustrated because my emphasis was we have to play inside out and get the ball inside and create penetration that way. But I think he's picked and he's found his spots, and he has a green light. Our team needs him to be aggressive, and I trust him to make the right plays and allow his instincts to take over. Once he gets in the paint, he draws the defense around him. He's a willing passer, which is why he's up around 8, almost 9 assists a game. And he can pick and choose his spots when to be more aggressive and look to score as well.
So in the half-court set, if he thinks he can take his man, he's got the green light to just
anytime. That's the first option. He has the ball in his hands the majority of the time. So like I said, I trust him. I think there always has to be a good relationship between the coach and the point guard, and I played that position. Although I was a completely different player than Ty was. I think you have to have that connection because that's the guy who's the extension of your staff and what you want to happen on the floor.
Is there anything new on Gallinari and on his?
No. Like I said, that's a question for the medical staff. When I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that one day, hopefully soon, they'll tell me that he can start doing some things on the floor.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.